think we are live on Twitch. Oh my god. But let's talk about what game we actually should be making. Any suggestions? I was counting on just making like a basic space shooter or something like that. We've done that so many times, so we have a general idea how to do that efficiently, but I'm open for ideas if there's some game we would rather make. Platformer, sideways scrolling platformer, yeah, that could be fun. The problem with a side-scrolling platformer is we don't have a good abstraction for how to build the levels, right? So we'd have to try to persuade the AI into building like a dynamically generated level, which is always a interesting exercise. So at some point I did sort of this simplified AI thing where I did a sideways scroller as part of the platform. Let's have a look here. Yeah, this thing. Oh, that doesn't exist anymore, so I guess we're not playing that. That's great. Let's keep it simple today, and let's just make a 2D space shooter, because super easy to do. First stream, just getting into the basic exercise of trying to make things, which I think is going to be interesting. So, as anybody who's used the platform before would know, it's fairly straightforward to make a new game. Basically, go decide a name for your game. Let's call it Space Shooter, and then have the AI generate a description, see if that's what we want. Nah, probably not. Simple 2D space shooter. I can spell. Top down, classic, arcade. That should be enough. Let's see what we get. And basically what's happening right now is the FRVR.ai is generating sort of the basic assets for the game. So banners, icons, and the original version of the source code. I really want to rebuild this flow here to be sort of more guided, but that's some upcoming feature, and we're definitely not there yet. So that's going to happen sometime in the future. Let's see. Yay, that's a space shooter game. And as I was saying, like down in publish, you can sort of see that it's decided these are the banners and the icons that should happen for this. Not necessarily what we want, but hey, it generated something. So I think what we should probably do today is not pretend that we know how to code. That sort of defeats the purpose of having an AI platform. If you are somebody who knows how to code, you can totally go over here and just start hacking away at actually making a game using coding. But for all intents and purposes, let's pretend that we have no idea how to code and just use the tool as an AI tool today. Personally, when I play these like 2D space shooter games, I like the spaceship to follow my mouse at some level of delay. So let's see if we can persuade the AI to create that logic. Please make the hero spaceship follow the mouse at a fixed pace. Magic happens, and again, we are not looking at code, so it's going to be super interesting to see if this is going to work. Okay, yeah, it kind of worked, but when I don't move my mouse, it's not sort of following along, and we would definitely want the hero spaceship to always follow the mouse. So please update the mouse movement code to always have the spaceship move towards the last known location of the mouse. You could argue that I'm cheating here because I know how to talk developer. Maybe I should pretend not to know how a computer works, but I find that particularly hard to do. Let's see. Ooh, and it created a JavaScript error. And luckily the system will automatically identify that and try to correct that JavaScript error. So something went wrong, it's trying to fix it. And now it's all broken. That's fantastic. Let's revert to here. So this is the last staple we had. So please make the hero spaceship follow the mouse at a fixed pace. The spaceship should always move towards the last known location of the mouse. Let's just simply try redoing the logic from scratch. That's very often a viable way to get forward, is to go back a little bit and try again. So that's a question that is, if we have a list of suggested prompts or prompt guidance. No, we don't do that right now, but it's absolutely something we should have, right? You know, and all the way up to the point where I want to get to a point where the AI can help suggest the prompt that might solve a particular issue, right? You know, so it's something we're generally talking about called a guided flow. So you can imagine you tell the AI, I want to achieve a particular thing. and then you can have a conversation with the AI around what exactly it is that you want to achieve, where there's a little bit of back and forward between you and the AI agent. And then enough context can be built for the AI agent to be more likely to actually achieve the goal that it is they want to achieve, right? And the system is 100% capable of doing that right now in terms of the infrastructure that exists in the system is just not exposed in a nice way, right? So we can actually pretend that that's the case, right? So what we could do is, so we can go in here and we can say, hey, Ava, we want to add a feature to the game where we have health bars on the hero. So the hero has a certain amount of health, and when you are out of health, the game should be game over and you should die. However, we are not fully ready to implement this feature yet. Ran out of context size. That's annoying. I built that feature, so that's super annoying. So I have to talk faster. I have to write stuff. Please ask me questions about how we want game over to work in the game, and then build that feature based on those questions afterwards. Let's see if this works. So this should hopefully trigger as a question. Yeah. So here we have the system come in and basically try to ask a bunch of clarifying questions in the context of that input we just had, right? So what should happen, right? And you can sort of imagine that you then have a guided flow where you answer each of these questions individually, and that turns into a spec sheet that then defines what's the next step of implementation the AI should do. So we can go ahead and basically say, so you should be game over when you are out of HP, and you have a health bar on your spaceship, and you lose HP when you're hit by a bullet, or you die instantly if you're hit by an enemy. And let's just try that again. And again, like this is where we want to improve sort of the input system, but please implement this based on the previous conversation. So now we managed to sort of provide an artificial context with a lot more information about a particular feature we want the AI to implement. And it's very likely that it's going to have a higher chance of actually succeeding in creating this thing that we just asked it to do now. I still want to look at the code, right? You know, like. Okay, so we have health bars. Well, there's a health bar. It does not... I should talk to it. It does not seem like I get game over when I get hit by an enemy. Could you please fix that? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's bad output. Yeah, and let's try that from scratch. If the hero spaceship touches an enemy, it should instantly die. So HP should be set to 0 and game over should be called. I only seem to be able to be game over if there is a bullet on the screen. Please fix this. So I think it popped in the logic such that the game over code only runs if there is currently a bullet on the screen. That's of course not what we want. Yeah, that did not work. Now I really want to look at the code. The code to determine if I'm game over should always run regardless if there is an active player bullet on the screen. Let's see if we can die now. Nope. Oh, I have 0. I get 0 health when I get hit by an enemy now, regardless if a bullet is on the screen, but the game over method does not seem to be called. Please fix that. See. Nope. Oh, that's annoying. I think what we have to do is we have to reword all the way back. Let's try here. And let's try from scratch. Like sometimes the AI updating the AI code is not the best experience in the world. So sometimes it sort of makes sense to retry from an earlier point in the conversation. So I went back behind actually asking it to do sort of the guided flow. Again, that's not a feature we have implemented yet, so it's unlikely to work exactly like we would want it to. But we can go in here and say, please add code that allows me to be game over. I should game over if I touch an enemy. Let's try this. Oh, yeah, okay. So we achieved part of what we wanted to achieve. Like we don't have health bar and anything like that, but it's probably easier to add that onto the existing implementation now rather than trying to fix what we had before. So I just wanna change some sizes here because I think the spaceship should be larger. I think the heroes should be larger as well, and I think the hero bullet should be smaller. Let's see. Pew 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 pew. Yeah, that feels better. I also think we need to up the complexity a little bit. So make the enemy shoot bullets towards where the hero currently is. Make sure that the bullets get garbage collected when they flies off screen. In the meantime, we can go and we can see if we can persuade this to generate a nice image for the spaceship. Cartoon hero spaceship facing upwards. A large cannon at the center of the ship. Well, that did not work, so let's try that again. Make the enemy shoot bullets towards the player. And I find, like quite honestly, I find a lot of the times where the AI messes up, just reword and try again, right? You know, it's generally a really functioning way of working with the AI. We should probably track that. Like, what is the undo rate? Something like that. Enemy bullet should fly towards the player, or rather where the player was when the enemy bullet was fired. Yeah, so Julius has a good point. So somebody in the chat says, the thing I like about your platform is that it's a really good way to learn how to think like a game developer and forces you to consider your approach, options, troubleshoot, mechanics, and so on. And I like, there's absolutely an a aspect of that on the platform. It's not something we intended to do, sort of teach people how to program, but we've seen multiple cases of people who had no coding experience start working on the platform and then sort of getting into this developer mindset and one, sort of learn how to break down the problem of creating something in incremental steps, which is something you do as a game developer, and then in some cases even being able to then go in and look at the code and do changes in the code, right? You know, so while it was not an original intent of ours to create a platform that would teach people how to be a game developer and how to program, it's definitely something that is happening organically and something we should lean into. Like, it makes sense that we basically embrace the fact that that is happening and just make it sanctioned or support. No, not sanctioned, like it's totally allowed right now, but supported. And let's make these enemy bullets red, and let's make the hero bullets green because we are awesome. Let's try that. Pew 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 pew. Still think the enemy bullets are too slow, so let's make that faster. Double the speed of the enemy bullets. Those images were not great for the hero spaceship. I guess this is pretty good, but it's not great. Let's see. Computer game. Bright colors. Pew 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 pew. Oh, I wanted to fix that. Yeah, that's better. Maybe. Make the hero spaceship auto-fire bullets at a fixed rate rather than firing bullets when you press the mouse. I'm not entirely sure I understand the question, DJM, who is asking, and does the platform learn from your development yet? Can you clarify the question? Now we have auto-fire. That's so much better. Make the auto-fire rate on the player 50% faster. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. See if we now have an enemy spaceship we like. Oh, this one's quite nice. We want to apply it to the hero spaceship. We are just going to do this manually. So DJM is asking if the platform is learning based on development problems and code fixes. Not yet. It is something we're working on right now, making sure that all the amazing data that comes as a function of using the platform is fed back into the AI models. What we do is we look at the failure rates. So we look at the prompts that people do, and then we try to optimize sort of the context that we provide for creating a game in a fashion where it's more likely the AI will create good coding content. And what we haven't done yet, but what I think we might want to do, is we want to make basically the entire training set of anyone who's created a game with FRVR.ai available to anyone who has an AI model, and basically just allow people to train with that. By definition, we have sort of the entire history of creating a game like we have right here, and all the changes that has been done. And we should totally take that and feed that into AI models, right? So if you're a guy who has an AI model out there watching the stream and want to train with this data, just give me a ping, and I'll figure out how we can hand over that data in a anonymized fashion that doesn't disclose any user data or anything like that. Okay, I think I really want to see if we can add a health bar to the hero spaceship. Please add health points and a health bar to the hero spaceship. Oh, it actually already implemented getting points. So that's a nice health bar. So does that update? Yeah. When an enemy bullet hits the hero spaceship, you should lose hit points. There we go. Nice health bar. Let's see if we actually die when we run out of hit points. We don't. We'll probably have negative hit points, yeah. If I reach 0 or less health points, I should die. Let's see if that works. Should probably move off to the side so I don't kill enemies before they manage to shoot at me. Boom! Yep, that worked. And do I still die if I intersect an enemy? I don't. That's great. So do I lose life? Nope. If my hero spaceship intersects an enemy, I should die and game over should be called right away. So let's see, I can still kill enemies. I die if I touch. Okay, let's see if I still lose hit points when hit by. Yeah, I do. Okay, so now we just need to verify I die if I run out of hit points. Let's see. Okay, so that's the basic conditions of the game. Please add a parallax star field to the background using individual stars for the animation. So I was just trying to add a star field as a giant sprite, and the engine doesn't have a great support for that, so we would want it to implement individual stars, so that's just what I asked it to do. Hey, that's our star field. Yeah, that was a... I'm really happy that worked, because that could be one of those that could take a long time to get to work. Pew 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 pew. Okay, so let's see if we can improve the quality of that. Let's actually make a star. So symbol. Do we actually want to do that? I guess we do. So here's a tip for anyone who's using the tool. So once in a while, it can be beneficial to ask the AI to do a sprite sheet, because when you ask the AI to do a sprite sheet, you're getting a series of options for the piece of art that you want to use, right? And while we are fundamentally only interested in one asset in the context of what we're doing right here, it's much easier to clip that asset out of a sprite sheet than it is to get the generative AI model to generate like the specific style you want, right? So you get fundamentally what you're doing here is you get like a lot of options for the cost of one thing, right? So as an example, let's say we wanted this specific star here, like, hey, I like this star up here. All we basically need to do is basically just crop that. So we crop it. We get a transparent version of that. We make it a little bit larger. Let's call it 80. And so you see that's the stars, right? So probably don't want it that large. And then we can further make this amazing by stars that are moving slower should be smaller and be more transparent. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to add some depth of feeling to the star field. So we are making stars that are further away, or the ones that are moving slower. We're making those less opaque, so they're going to look transparent, and we're also making them slightly smaller, right? And that sort of gives this feeling that stuff that is further away is further away. So you can see the star field looks a lot nicer now than it did before, right? So I'm actually quite happy with the star field. I don't think we need to do any additional amount of work to that particular star field. We probably, however, want to add an asset to the enemy. So let's see if we can enemy spaceship alien looking. And I really I really want to add sort of the voice input capabilities to this part of the conversation as well, along with sort of a button where you can press and say, hey, please help me write a better query here. It's on it to do. Haven't built it yet. But let's try this here. See if we can make it cool. And actually, while we're at it, this health bar should probably be green because it's me. Yeah, and it's a bit high still, so let's make 10 maybe. Yeah, I like that. Pew 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 pew. So no, that one might work, but it's not great. So is there anything we can do to make this better? Plenty colors. Let's try this. See if we can make it better. Oh. Please use a thicker font for the skull. Yeah, well, so that's not particularly great because the output of the AI basically is not fully centered. So you can generally fix that by just writing single in front, so you don't get like a multitude of assets. And if that fails, we're going to try the sprite sheet hack again to see if we can persuade it to generate a nice asset that way. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we're going to try the sprite sheet. Let's see if this works. Everybody wants bosses. Like so good suggestions for what we should do next for the game is bosses, occasional bosses or final bosses, and power-ups and collectibles. I think those are great ideas. So let's work on that the second we have a initial enemy that we are reasonably happy with here. Might also be something about like right now, the spaceships are just coming, or the enemies are just coming in on the screen and then exiting at the bottom. At least some of the arcade games I enjoyed as a kid had sort of enemies that came in and sort of persisted on the screen and then didn't fly off. So we'll try playing with that as well as a concept. So I love these enemies here, but they're going to be fairly small, and I don't think we've added upscaling yet to as a capability, right? You know, so while we could probably use these as enemies, say for instance this guy down here, he's awesome. I do worry that when we actually add it into the game, that becomes fairly low resolution. That's actually okay. Yeah, that's totally our first enemy. Please double the spawn rate of enemies. Okay, so now it's actually getting a little bit challenging. For every 10 enemies that you kill as a player, please spawn a boss enemy that appears on the screen and does not disappear until you have killed the enemy or the boss. Don't spawn new bosses while a boss is active. Let's try this. Let's try killing 10 enemies here. Yeah. So 2 more. Oh, there's our boss enemy. The boss enemy is evil. Let's just see that it actually works, because right now it seems to be flying off screen and we most definitely do not want that. Does it just reappear on the screen? No. The boss enemy should fly into the screen, but then stop moving downwards when it's reached around 30% of the top of the screen and just persist there. Let's try this again. Kill 10 enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think I might accidentally just have killed the boss enemy. Oh, no, so there's definitely a boss enemy up there, but it's not it's not actually flying into the screen. It is probably gonna be easier reverting the last change we did and then ask it to do it again, then try to fix whatever it just did. So let's just do that. Stop the boss enemy from moving further down the screen when it's reached around 30% from the top of the screen. Let's see if we can do a better set of guidance. Let's try this here. Pew 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 pew. Let's see if a boss enemy is coming in. Yeah, there's a boss enemy. Can you actually kill the boss? I wonder. Let's see. You can totally kill the boss. Let's see if more bosses are spawned, if we actually manage to achieve what it is we set out to do. Yep, there's a new boss. That is awesome. Please give the boss a health bar as well. We can actually go over here. Enemy. Boss, spaceships, alien looking. 4 sprites per sprite sheet. See if we can actually generate some assets for the boss as well. Let's see if the boss now has a... also, make the boss appear when you killed 1 enemy rather than 10. So let's just make the game a little bit easier while we debug the bosses. And it has a health bar, which is great. So there's the boss. It has a health bar. Let's see if it dies when it runs out of health. Yep. Use a different health bar asset for the boss health bar. And all I'm doing here is I'm asking the system to use a different asset, and the reason for that is I want the boss health bar to be red rather than then green. So there we go. Now we have a red health bar. That's chance. Like over here, like the boss health bar just by accident happens to be red. The AI might have decided to write that. I mean, I'm a little bit unsure, but I think we should just count ourselves as hasn't been lucky. In terms of actually making the boss look evil, I think let's have a look at these here. I think this one down here might be quite nice. So maybe I like this one up here a little bit better. Let's see if we can get the system to cut this out nicely. There's a shadow on it, which I don't particularly like. So let's see if we can get it to remove that. So we want to clean this up. I've not really used this cleanup feature myself before, so I'm unsure how great it is. No, that did nothing. We might actually just get away with recropping this a little bit. That might remove the background. Nope, no luck with that. Let's try that again. Fighting with the tools. Nope, not what we want. Let's see if this works. Not exactly. not exactly what I wanted. Let's go down here. How do we persuade it to remove that background? We do that by... Like it's on that as well. I might actually give up on this asset. There's no good way for me to do that. Is there something here I can use instead? Oh, I don't like those. Let's just generate a new one. Let's try again. The good old tried and true method of if you don't like what you get, try again. Ooh, I changed the enemy and I shouldn't be doing that. Let's go down back here and get the enemies over again. Ooh, there is no boss sprite right now, so let's fix that. Please use a different asset for the bosses and enemies. Oops, something went wrong. Please use a different asset ID for bosses. Yeah, that worked. And is there a boss here we like? And if there's something in here. No. I think I like this one. Oh yeah, this is happening. That is so totally our boss now, and we want that to be fairly big. Is that maybe even bigger? Even bigger. Even bigger. There we go. That feels sort of appropriate. When the boss stops moving into the screen, please make it slowly move up and down just so it has a bit of dynamic movement and it's not just a static asset. So let's see if we can make it be a little bit more gratifying to look at. That totally worked, but it seems to be a little bit jittery when it originally started. So let's do a few things. Half the bobbing up and down movement on the bosses of the game. Let's see. Not the best input I've ever given to an AI. Let's see if that worked. I like that. That works. Choo 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 choo. Make bosses shoot bullets 3 times as fast. Now we're just making a game. Like now we're just tweaking the game to make it fun, basically, right? Oh, there was something about power-ups as well. We wanted power-up. Let's have a look at that. Yep, the boss is evil. That's good. Awesome. Please add power-ups to the game that makes the ship shoot 2 bullets side by side for 5 seconds. Oh, this is a complex set of code that is writing. That's going to be exciting. Power-ups do not seem to appear on the screen. When should power-ups be spawning? Oh, so every 600 tick. What is that? So we basically just have to stay alive for the power-up to spawn. So let's see if that's the case. So every 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it stops spawning enemies while the boss is visible. Like, let's just fix that first. Let's revert this change, the power-ups change, and let's try that again in a moment, but let's just fix the other thing. Normal enemies should still spawn while the boss is visible. Only new bosses should be prevented from spawning. Let's see if that works. 2. Now we killed an enemy. Yeah, and we are still getting normal spawns. I kind of like that. Makes the games harder. So that's exactly what we want. So let's try this power-up again. Please add power-ups to the game. Add the first power-up being such that when collected, the ship shoot 2 bullets side by side for 5 seconds. Let's try that again. Yay, that worked. And let's see if we can make it stop shooting 2 bullets. Yay, that worked. When I have dual bullets, please space those bullets 3 times as wide apart. Oh, I forgot to pick it up this time. Yay, that works. Let's go have a look. So, this is the power up. Circular dual bullet power up asset. Let's make it twice as large. Make power-up assets move down the screen at 30% the speed of the current speed. Yeah, I like that. That's great. I love that with text and everything. That's easy. But done. It's a bit small. The text is too small. That doesn't work. That's perfect though. No text. Please add a particle trail that spawns behind the hero space ship's engines. They should move down the screen fairly quickly and fade out and be reused. See if we can add some particles to our engines. New power. Ooh. Oh, I kind of like this one, but it got cropped badly. Let's see if we can fix that. Let's try that. Yeah, that doesn't work because it's removing the background, so the thing is not good at doing that. Tell you what, let's just try again. Oh, sweet. I have particles flowing out behind the spaceship now. Use a different asset for the particles that spawn behind the spaceship. This one's pretty good. Can we get it to remove that additional outline? Let's see. Nope. We need... maybe we recrop it from scratch. Let's see here. Yep, that worked. There we go. Now we have a doable power up. And we have a different asset flowing out behind. There's the particle there. Yep. There seems to be only one particle flowing out behind the spaceship. There should be like 10 particles that are reused and overlapped. Maybe the star should be a little bit larger to sort of fit the visual field of the game. Let's try that. Too much. Yeah, like that. I think what we want to do is we want to make them less bright in general. There we go. Is that enough? No. What? Oh, of course that does nothing. Oh, that's a great idea, DJam. So DJam is suggesting that we add some flash effects when the hero spaceship is hit and the enemy spaceship is hit. That's a great idea. That still doesn't look right with the particle trail. So the particles that are flying out behind the spaceship should work such that they are spawned individually, not all at the same time. They should sort of flow out towards the back where a new one being spawned every 4 or 5 ticks. Let's see if that works. Not seconds. Not seconds. That won't work. We're cheating here because we know how to speak developer. Yeah, that kinda... Is there like a series of them there? Use a total of 20 individual particles to flow out behind the spaceship. Have them spawn every 5 ticks. Yeah, that's so much better. The particles that fly out behind the spaceship should fade out after they have been spawned. Are they fading out? Yeah, but they are... Make the engine particles stay on screen for 3 times as long. That's another way of fixing it. Okay, so that we can see what is happening, right? If we make these larger, we should get a better idea. Yeah, we can sort of see them fading out there. Okay. Right. Make engine particles fade out the alpha quicker. Still not great. Maybe if we add an asset to that instead. Let's try that. See if this works. Offset the engine particle spawn position by 50 pixels in a random direction. And I'll get to your feedback, DJM in a second. Let's see if just want to get this thing done. Yeah, that's definitely engine stuff. And let's try. I don't think any of these works. And I actually want something else. Bright yellow and red engine exhaust, right. Yeah. And again, we're going to cheat a little bit because we are somebody who knows how to code. So what I'm going to do for the engine exhaust that we just added to the ship is I'm going to ask the AI to make sure that it's added to the screen below the spaceship. So currently the engine exhaust particles are spawned such that they render on top of the spaceship. Please make sure that they are added to the display tree in a fashion where they spawn below the spaceship. Oh, this is almost exactly what I wanted. Like, so we might actually just cheat a little bit here when it comes to this this asset here, and we might just go in and use this here. I think this might look good. So we crop this in. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And again, we're going to cheat a little bit. And knowing how the game engine works and how to make the engine look better, we can go and say, please use blend mode 1 for the engine particles. There we go. So now it looks like engine exhaust. Woo! Yay! Jam had some good, or DJam. How do you pronounce your name? DJam? Jam? Had a good piece of feedback. Please use the flash method to flash the spaceship asset red when hit by an enemy bullet. Yep. Pew, 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 pew. Please flash the boss sprite red when hit by a hero bullet. Yeah, that is great. Oh, so the boss no longer dies when its lives go to 0. That's the boss does no longer seem to die when its health point reaches 0. Please fix this. Yep. And do we spawn? Ugh. Now I actually have to sort of concentrate and actually play well, because we want to make sure that the boss respawns when we kill a new enemy now. It does, okay. Please spawn a series of enemy bullets that radiate out in a circle when the boss dies. I just want to make it a little bit harder here. Yeah, that's perfect. Awesome. What's next, guys? Sound and music, or what are we doing? Sounds. Sounds is what we are doing. Let's do some sounds. Please add a sound effect when a bullet hits a enemy or a boss. And we should now, over in assets, see a new sound. I guess we want like a softer sort of impact sound. Let's see what we can generate here. And I haven't tested that you guys can hear my computer audio, so can somebody in chat tell me if that worked? Let's see. No sounds, you guys are not hearing my sounds. How do I fix that? It should be in the audio mixer. I have no idea how to fix that. If you guys can hear my sounds, I don't want to spend a large amount of time on that because that's not going to make for an entertaining stream. So definitely not doing that. Yeah, I'm audible, but can you hear the sound effect that is being played? Nope. Oh, I know why. I wonder if I can do this. Let's just try something fun here. Output device. Yeah, it's because the input device is not OBS. It's just the microphone directly here. I don't want to share my screen, so I have no idea how to fix that. Like if you've already, so there's a question in the chat, which is how do you get access to FRVR.ai if you've already been approved? Like log in and you would have access, right? You know, like, so go to the website, press the creator tab, and here's going to be all your games. Here's the game we just created, or the game that we're currently working on. So it should be as simple as that. Beta.frvr.ai for actually using the product. FRVR.ai is a splash page right now. We're fixing that, but yeah. So let's see. I guess that's basically like, unless you guys have some incredibly compelling thing to add to the game right now, I think we're actually at the end now. I'm not gonna add sound effects if you guys can't hear it, and then I'll figure out how to do it next time. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to make the background stars less aggressive. So let's just fix that before I leave. Update the background star opacity code such that the maximum opacity a star can have is 50%. Yeah. Not perfect. Not gonna fix that now. Cool. Let's call it a. No. I have one thing I wanna add. I think we can improve the hero bullets to make them feel more like missiles rather than laser bullets as they kind of feel like right now. So let's go and add that thing as the last thing we do before we end the stream. So make the hero bullets move 1/10 as fast. Make the hero bullets accelerate aggressively after being fired. See, are they accelerating now? 10x how quickly the hero bullets accelerate. The hero bullets do not seem to accelerate over time. They should get faster and faster the longer they have been on screen. Yeah, that's so much better. Pew, pew. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in on this first test stream of trying to make games with FRVR.ai. If you enjoyed this, join in next Friday, I think, when I expect to be doing the next stream, and let's see if we can make this something that happens on a weekly cadence. I think trying to have these streams together with the community and using the tool and answering questions is going to help us improve the product much more quickly than us just trying to build it in a vacuum. So thank you so much for joining today, and I'll see you guys in a week's time.